Hey y'all, Brian Trendline boys. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll get through this pretty quickly. This more or less is what I'm looking at for what is this US dollar, the Japanese yen. We'll see what happens. It might not come up this high. We could always. I think if it makes sense that we. eh. So what I'm going to say is I think it makes sense that we could come up to 85 and then find some resistance. I really don't know what this is going to do because it just looks so insane. If you're interested in why the dollar might shoot up or why the stocks might shoot down, which could shoot the dollar up, or how we could get strength or the way I trade, anything like that, you can always go and you can check this out. This is like my idea. It sums up the day. You can always check my streams. I stream at 9:30, 7 hour stream today. Called most of this stuff. It's pretty straightforward with a lot of it. We can see when we go to this stuff, we can see the situation we're in with some of these things where it just looks pretty sketchy. Like we can see with the SPY right here, boom, right under easy short position here. We can see, I don't know, I had the Dow here, and it's not really too important on it. Just check it out if you're interested. The point is, it ties into this in a sense. I'd like to see a 12-hour finish up here. I think even a 4 could be fine. This looks really good. I don't really know what this indicates. It's kind of more sketchy for the dollar. I mean, more sketchy for the yen than the dollar to me. The way I still see things going, I think it's easily possible that we'll see Bitcoin at 10 to 11K within a couple weeks. I think it's still possible that in a month or so, 2 months at most, we'll probably see the SPY around 315. It could be 3 months, but I see 2, 3 months we could have something down there at most. Would seem pretty normal. So we can see it struggling here. I'd like to see it above. I think that's pretty standard. We can see it ranging through here. We can kind of look at a shorter time frame to see what it's been doing through these two averages. So boom, fight, 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 hit, boom, fight, push up even more. So we can see it looks pretty nice. Top, bottom, tries to push through. So decent price action above this would be nice. And decent price action or price action on a decent time frame that's what I look for. I think that's usually the better way to put it. I like decent price action, but I more so like price. I prefer price action on a decent time frame or confirmation anyway. So I'd like to see this start above, not end above. That's much more important to me where things start. Even though I always say this, I see it from time to time. Something will end here, and somehow it starts up here. And even if it's just like a 5 minute or like an hour end. I don't get it, but it happens. And even when markets aren't closed, it happens. I saw it earlier today. I don't remember what it was on. So if I think a 4 hour here would be pretty nice to try taking a position. I think a little bit of a smaller one. I would prefer to see something on the 12 hour. If we're kind of interested into seeing what I was talking about, I think we see. Where is it? Was it on the daytime frame? I know there's I think it's here. We can kind of look at similar stuff. And we can see these places are pretty nice averages. And I kind of want people I want you all to see this also. It's not just about, oh, is it going to go up? It's about, it's a good place to lose money and are we not going to lose money, which is generally the goal to make money. So let's just kind of look at some of these places. We try to push up, we end, we start above. We can try to take a position here. We could see on a smaller time frame. I don't really care specifically, but the nice thing we can see is boom, bounces, and then we come back. We have a chance to get out, chance to get out. That's the nice thing about being on top or starting above is that we've started above. We come down. I think we have a decent chance to try to bounce at least one more time when we have something like this. So now if it's a grand failure or if it like super pushes up, that's a little bit sketchy. So for something like this, I could see taking another position here, which looks pretty nice. This wick sketchy, you have to look into price action of what's going on. But if we look at this is a pretty nice area to try to pick it up in. Generally, we want it at the line. But even if this 115, 747, there's more than enough time to either take profits on this or get out pretty much at a small loss or no loss or profit. So it's hard not to not make profits off this, or I guess if someone doesn't see it. Now there's other time frames we all look at, but I just want to show the strength to just the 12-hour right here. And some of what we can see. When I look at it, I go month, week, day, and I label everything and I look at where everything kind of is and I use that to determine it. Where we are in the 12-hour right now, currently, there's nothing else near it. There's the day somewhat close, but that's under us. We're already pushing off the day time frame. So let's see what we're looking for. So essentially something like this. So if we see here, we push up, don't. We do this, push up, end above, touch, and then we go. So right here, you get the buy point 16,127, and next 12-hour switch over, it's almost 17. So there's not exactly a lot of time for these, 0.7%. you know, and it just kind of skyrockets up. So yeah, it kind of is what it is, and I think we could see that again. I just wanted to point it out. I think we can go. We'll go back to the month. I can show the week time frames. I mean, they just look nice, so I don't want to show too much. I mean, I guess this looks nice. This looks pretty. This is like super bullish, also. I guess as another like thing for context. So if this is above all three, if something like this fails, it's most likely gonna bounce on something like this here. These averages all coming together it's a very strong thing. I don't want to get into too much. Like I said, you can always check this out if you're interested. You could always check out some of these other ones if you're interested also as well. Most of these are just, oh, I think almost all of them. I don't want to say all, but I'm pretty sure almost every single one of these is pretty spot on. Um, Pretty spot on. So if you're ever interested, you can kind of take a look at those. Now, does it matter that those are spot on? I mean, not really. If you want to use some of this way and like trade this way, then yeah, it could be useful. But the past is the past. So even if I was right on all that stuff, the trades are over. So you can't trade on the past. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But let's go back to the month one last time and let's see. So I still think this looks pretty decent. If we look at this, look over to the left where this line is, we end up right about here. So this is where I'm guessing. So we can zoom in to here. So the current top of where I have it is right about, I believe it was right here at 214. So yeah, right before this. So I think this looks like a pretty decent spot. We could see something here as well. We can see 1, 2, 3, these bars right here all lined up. And then we can see 1, 2, 3 lined up, and then 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This place looks pretty decent to me. Also as well, 202. I don't think it really matters per se. Just because this is such a great entry point. It looks like such a great entry point. I guess I could show this also. And so, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. So we have this here. It's like a 105 or 115 risk reward ratio. It's not open. I don't know why it says it's open. I wouldn't open it. I'd wait till 5 o'clock. Well, if I was really concerned about this, what I would do is go to the four. I should be able to do this here. So what we should be able to do is here. I think we can click and because we're on the 4 hour, I think we can. Yeah, so on the 4 hour crossing, that's what this will be on. Let's see. Crossing, and then we'll do once per bar close. We should, unless I'm crazy. I know when I do it on the averages, it's like that, but create an alert for the 4 hour. Yeah, for the 4 hour. And we'll do it on bar close because we want to see the bar close on it, and we can just do that. So we could do that for the 4 hour. We could just be up at 5 and kind of check it that way, or we could just really look at it. It looks pretty strong. We'll have a 4 hour and what? This is what 5? Wait, what is that? What's 11? That's what 7? Wait, no. Wow. 6, 6, 7? No, 8, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. I don't know why I rarely see 2100. I'm so used to seeing like 2000 or like 1600 or or something like that. I'm not used to seeing 9 o'clock. That just threw me off. Anyway, so we look at what 9-1. So 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So 1 o'clock or 5 o'clock, I'd probably check on this or just have something like that. I think that'd probably be the easiest way. But anyway, it looks pretty good. Let me just kind of show this and let me look at something else on my own right now. I guess we can all look at it together in a sense. And I can just show the same kind of thing. And I just see these things a lot. They just turn out a lot. One of the big ones is, I think I even have one. I remember looking at this a long time ago in January and being like, wow, this is pretty wild. Because I just came back to trading then, and looking back at stuff, I didn't look at anything for months, and um, it's definitely it was definitely a wow. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, and if I can't, I'll just ignore it and move on. It's not important. It's going to take too long, but it was just pretty wild. Um, it was just pretty wild. So anyway, let's go look at the 2 hour. So it should have been January. January, yeah. So January. So this is one of the big main things. We don't have. Let's go to the month time frame real quick. So what do we see here? Month time frames all the way up here. We can look at this, and we'll look at this now, and then I'll go back and kind of show us just because we're already in the month. So month time frame forms. We hit the month, we push down, don't hit as high, push all the way down. Boom, almost come up. I put this here, assuming this similar distance we had from here, we'd have from here, and it turned out really well. We almost came up here. Nice take profit. Boom. What do we wait? Boom, boom. I mean, we can see this on the week also. Let's just note that this is on the month. I'm sorry, that's month 200s here. And let's just keep in mind, we're looking for a similar thing. We end above, take our position. Well, what did this do? If you're using this to expect interest rates to go up, we could see from here that the interest rates look like the 2-year anyway was going to go up. So 2.7 and here. So depending on how someone wanted to use this information, that interest rates had a decent chance to shoot back up, and however they want to assume that influences the market, or however they want to do that with whatever they're doing with loans or whatever, that's that. But this is a 20% move up. So anyway, let's go to the week time frame, which was the more relevant time frame in January, and then let's look at the same thing around this same place. So say boom, we end here, and this is what I always say, it's more about where you start than where you end. So right here we can see boom, we start over, and under, but we start above. So boom, if we're bullish here, I've been bullish, and I didn't think we'd get this high. I've been bullish on the 2-year since whatchamacallit. I mean, I guess people probably even before, but for me, I felt pretty good about being bullish on the 2-year ever since January 24th at 1%. Now we're 3.5%. So think about what you can use with that kind of information. So I think usually a lot of times, for me anyway, or all the time, almost, these 3 lines are pretty powerful for me. Also, another thing to note here too, we do have we're above 1, we're above 2, we're above 3. So that does make this a lot stronger as well. So that is something that I like. And then we can see here on the day time frame, which is pretty nice also. It's not the best price action right here with what we do. We do come down to it's a little sketch. I'm going to be honest, for buying this, if this was like something I was to buy, I'm not. Obviously, it's 2-year government, 2-year yield. But we can see here, this is kind of ugly price action. We could probably take a position here. For something like this, I'd have to see what happens here. I'm not a huge fan. I'd probably get out. I don't think I would have been in this if this was something to buy. But we can see nice price action here where we finally come all the way back down. This is something I like after we make new highs and we really just skyrocket. And this is all the way down at 0.4%. So even from here on the day time frame, you can expect something in November 21st. So what happened November 21st? I mean, everybody knows what happened more or less November 21st. And it should be so. I don't know if it affected Apple that much, to be honest. I don't think it really did. I think it was more of it should have affected Boeing. Should have affected Boeing at least. I don't know about AMD, but what did I say? November. I don't remember. November something. It was sometime in November, but anyway. And then we had other stuff going on, I suppose you could say in a sense, but the interest rates kind of shooting up don't exactly help anything else. So we can see correlations with a whole bunch of different things here and there, and it's all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just kind of want to put this out, get back to the main thing. We can see on the month time frame, the Usdjpy, we got nice support over here. And now we're really pushing up into the 12-hour. So if we can get a 12-hour finish, I think a 4-hour finish would be fine, but I'd like to see more specific a 12-hour start. Finish and start would be nice, but mainly just a start. I'm not going to be too greedy up here, and I think we're just going to rock it up. This kind of goes in line with everything else. It looks like it's going to go down. Like I said, you can check this out if you want to see what I'm talking about. If you want to see like me making the calls in real time and all that stuff, and going over and making money with people in chat, and what we're looking for, and helping them, and all that stuff, you can look at the stream from the day. You can tune in tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, one of the two. Anyway, take care. It's kind of a lot for this, but I wanted to add a little bit to it instead of just saying these lines strong, trust, because that really doesn't do anything for anybody at the end of the day. If I just say, hey, it's above this line, do this, or hey, it's under this line, do that. Once you understand the power of it a little bit more and the nuance and what looks good and what looks bad, and interpreting when we see deviations from what looks good, or what we normally want to see in some of these movements, that makes it a lot easier to kind of discern what we're going to do, because none of this, it's all areas, right? And you just have to see what it does there. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a good night. And yeah, we'll just leave it like this, I guess. I'll make this USDJPY to 214. That's what we'll call it. All right, take care.